Mount Roraima, Heaven on Earth, the Lost World. Portrayed as an island in the sky, one of the most supernatural and old rock formation in the globe, Mount Roraima is the highest of the Pacaraima chain of tapues or plateaus in South America. First depicted to Europeans by the English explorer Sir Walter Raleigh during his 1595 expedition. Its 31 square kilometer summit region is limited on all sides by cliff rising 400 meters. The mountain also serves as a tri-point of Venezuela, Guyana and Brazil. Raleigh found out about it from indigenous peoples who lived there before arrival of Europeans in the 1500s and 1600s. Mount Roraima lies on the Guiana Shield in the southeastern corner of Venezuela's 30,000 square kilometer Canaima National Park, forming the highest peak of Guyana's highland range. The most elevated point in Guyana and the highest point of the Brazilian state of Roraima lie on the plateau. However, Venezuela and Brazil have higher mountains elsewhere. 85% of this plateau is in Venezuelan domain, with 10% in the territory of Guyana and 5% belonging to the state of Roraima in Brazil. This Goliath flat-top mountain appears as though cut from a single, solid rock development which has vertical walls with smooth surfaces. Roraima is one of the few tabletop mountains on the planet. Tabletop mountain exists only in South America in the Guiana Highlands. Indigenous populations of this area believed that tabletop mountains were intended to serve as houses for their gods. The meaning of the tabletop mountain in local indigenous Pemon language is tapu, the house of the gods. Mount Roraima is the tallest of the tabletop mountain, is quite often encircled by whitish cloud and mist that gives it an enchanted and mysterious appearance. The local Indians used to call the mountain the navel of the earth. As indicated by the convictions, the progenitor of all people, the mother goddess lives at the highest point of the mountain. The mountain is connected to the majority of the myths and the legends of locals. This mountain is one of the most unique natural rock formations on the planet, not only because of its form but also because of its origin. Tapues are believed to be the remains of large sandstone plateau that once was lying between the northern fringe of the Amazon basin and Orinoco, between the Atlantic coast and the Rio Negro. The tapues were formed as a result of changes in the Earth's surface. Most presumably, they were formed when mainlands floated separated a few billion years ago and South America was separated from West Africa. The uniqueness of Mount Roraima has created grounds for numerous hypotheses. Author Conan Doyle utilized Roraima as the motivation for his novel The Lost World, a tale of modern dinosaurs. His tale was inspired by the hypothesis that the endemic fauna and flora of tapues speak to leftover of old species from the period of dinosaurs. Mount Roraima is called South America's Lost World, a gigantic tableland encircled on all sides by a vertical cliff up to 700 meters tall, towering over the surrounding savannas and rainforest like an immense fortress above the clouds. Roraima's summit has been isolated for millions of years and is home to bizarre landscape of towering stone pinnacles, a valley of shimmering quartz crystals, and unique animal and plants found anywhere on Earth. Different theories guarantee that the mountain is anything but a characteristic development, yet rather has an artificial origin. Indeed, even today a few people believe that it was worked by an obscure, profoundly created human's progress that existed on Earth a few billion years ago. For a long time, researchers believed that there are no caves in Roraima. However, in 2003, one of the world's largest system of quartz cave was found here. It is called Cueva Ojos de Cristal, which deciphered from the Spanish means the cave of crystallize. The system is situated on the Venezuelan side of the mountain in the Canaima National Park. It stretches out for nearly 11 km long and descends to the depth of 72 meters underneath the surface of Roraima. The highest point of Roraima is 2,810 meters, while its clean prominence is 2,338 meters. The plateau on the summit of Roraima has an area of around 30 square kilometers. There are practically no animals on top of Mount Roraima. The environment is too inhospitable and there is essentially no food. It is quite often coming down on the pinnacle of Roraima. The summit of the mountain has unique flora and fauna. Many of the plants existing on the summit are unique and were developed in complete isolation. This is an organic heaven for researchers. Almost every plant here is unique and many of them are surviving by consuming insects. The cloud forest of the plateau are home to many birds, hummingbirds, tiny parrots, nocturnal oilbirds, so on. Plants such as pitcher plants, campanula and the rare rapture heather are commonly found on the escarpment and summit. It rains almost every day of the year. Almost the entire surface of the summit is bare sandstone, with only a few bushes and algae present. Low, scanty and bristling vegetation is also found in small, sandy marshes that intersperse the rocky summit. About the fifth of the plateau is covered by water. From the breathtaking cliffs of the mountain, probably the most ancient waterfall in the world are falling down. Bright pink puddles, peat swamps, pristine lakes, and fast rivers can be found here. Even natural tubs with crystal bottoms known as jacuzzis, as if it's specially designed for swimming, can be found here. There are several chains of massive caves with open ends inside the rock of the mountain. A billion years back, underground waterways were coursing through these caves. Most of the nutrients that are present in the soil are washed away by the torrents that cascades over the edges, forming some of the highest waterfall in the world. Mount Roraima and its summit are indeed a lost and totally disconnected to the world, where the time has not changed much during the last few million years. Although the steep sides of the plateau make it difficult to access, it was the first recorded major tapir to be climbed. Sir Everard M. Thorne walked up the forest's ramp on 18 December 1884 to scale the plateau. The route also used by Clementes in their climb of 15 January 1916. It is presently one of the main mountain journeys courses in Venezuela, visited by individuals from numerous spots on the planet. The only non-specified route to the top is the Paratapio route from Venezuela. Any other approach will involve climbing gear. Mount Roraima has been climbed on few occasions from Guyana and Brazil sides, but as the mountain is entirely bordered on both these sides by enormous sheer cliffs that includes high overhanging stretches, these are extremely difficult and technical rock climbing roads. Such climbs would also require difficult authorization for entering restricted access national parks in the respective countries. In Brazil, the Mount Roraima National Park lies within the Raposa Serra do Sol indigenous territory and is not open to the public without permission. To climb, you need a permit from INPACUS. Joining a guided tour will handle this for you. It is possible to sneak up and down if you are so inclined. Remember, don't leave anything on top but pee. Poo must be done into a plastic bags filled with flour and carried down so as to not pollute the pristine top of the mountain and contaminated everyone's drinking water. Angel Falls. This expedition offers you the chance to fly the summit of Mount Roraima by helicopter. Explore the lost world and see all the key highlights that Roraima has to offer. Then transfer for an adventurous canoe trip to the base of Angel Falls to see the world's tallest waterfall up close and personal. Angel Fall is the tallest waterfall on earth at 979 meters in height. This immense cascade is twice the height of the Empire State Building and 15 times the height of Niagara Falls. It is one of the great natural spectacles of our world. Most tours of Roraima goes for 6 days. 2.5 days up, 1.5 on top and 2 down. If you and your guide are feeling fit enough, you can ascend in 2 days, stay 2 full days on top and then come back in another 1.5 days. You can also do an 8-day extended trip with 2 more days on top. For experienced and fit hikers, it is possible to do it in 4 days, 1.5 up, 1.5 on top and 1 down. The more time spent on top, the better. However, if possible, allow multiple days to allow for bad weather and to explore the whole Tapio. There are about 10 habitable caves on the plateau in which one camps. This is very welcome, but in peak periods the caves are all occupied and there is plenty of evidence of tents being pitched on the flatter stone pavement with stones to secure guy ropes. You will need to join a tour to climb to the summit of Roraima, but select your tour company carefully. Backpackers tours come well recommended by other travelers and offer good food, tent and guide. Try to get a written contract from any company before paying. Culturally, the mountain has long held significance to the indigenous people of the area and features prominently in their myths and folklore. This remote landscape of jungle and cliffs has inspired the dinosaur-infested landscapes of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's novel The Lost World and the dramatic waterfall dubbed Paradise Fall in the 2009 Pixar film. Thank you so much for watching and listening. I hope you guys enjoy the video, and if you like the video then make sure you hit that thumb up, and please don't forget to subscribe our channel and click the bell icon for new notifications.